Thanks for joining us for the Every.Thing.After Podcast. Really excited to have here in the studio with us this week a special guest, an Ohio performer. If you've definitely seen around if you've if you frequented any of these local venues that we've talked about on this show. We got Ben Marthey of the band Arlo. Ben, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Really, thank you.
Yeah, man. So we got acquainted. Like, I was familiar, obviously, with your music before, but we got acquainted here recently. You did a show opening for the Verve Pipe at the Celestia Theater in Wadsworth, which is a fantastic venue. We were talking a little bit about that before we started recording, but like they've sort of revived that venue. It used to be an old high school auditorium, and now it's a fantastic 900-seat theater, great lighting rig, really good acoustics. You got to play there and open up for the band the Verve Pipe. One of many shows that really were sort of like meant to christen this new venue here in Northeast Ohio. And we were talking about just how special it felt. Like you felt it on the stage. I know we felt it in the audience, and I think I was there taking pictures, and I'm trying to capture some of that
Which
as
were
well.
great, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell me about that show. Let's talk about that first.
It was really amazing. It was very special to me personally, professionally, all of it. I first got the call from Tom at the Celestia. I think it was like in the summer.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, like no brainer, like." Of course, absolutely, yes. Let's do this. Thank you. I couldn't believe it. And then months went by. I was like, and then I started seeing like the flyer and like started seeing like more promo for it. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And get to the night, and yeah, it really was a special thing. Like it was just us and them. It wasn't like a whole bill full of other people and stuff. It really, the whole night just felt magical. It really did.
Yeah. Yeah. And you had a 4-piece symphony orchestra play with you there, full band. I mean, it was quite a show.
Yeah. So when he first offered it to me, I just told myself I have to go big on this one.
Yeah.
Like I want to make it as big as possible. And actually, it's all the players that were up there, the same instruments were all played on the EP that I put out. So I had a quartet, I had a full band, keyboards, so it was awesome from that perspective to be able to play the music exactly how I recorded it.
Yeah, that's great. It sounded so good on that stage. It really did, man. And you
Yeah,
you played stuff off that EP, and you did a couple covers too, which I thought really resonated well with the crowd. And then the Verve Pipe came out and just murdered it. I mean, you set it up, but they just knocked it down, man. They just played a hell of a show.
That was
They
cool.
got people out of their seats, and
yeah.
I mean, when everybody got up and sort of like filled in the space there between the seating and the stage, and it just became really, really personal and just really interactive. It was just quite a special moment. But
really,
you're going to be playing at that venue again. Yeah. So tell us about that. When's that coming up?
So they reached back out and wanted us to come out. They have a concert series. They call it 330 concert series.
Yeah.
So where they have people from bands from the area, from the 330 zip code, come and play. And they asked us to come back. It's on March 19th. We're going to be playing with Gabe Reed and Mookie and a band called Sea of Ghosts, who I think have also played Celestia before as well. So It's a great lineup, and I'm super excited to get back on that stage, man.
That's going to be great. Yeah.
I am going to be playing with the full band. I'm going to be playing with the strings again. So it should be cool.
Excellent. Yeah. Guys, get out and see that show. Go check out this venue. Go check out these bands, these fantastic local bands we've got. I love that the theater really celebrates that too. That really celebrates that local, that regional, that Ohio music. We've got so much of that going on. It's just a great community of music that we've got here.
Yeah. I was just telling someone else recently too about some of I got lots of really awesome, positive feedback from the show that we did there last time. But some of the things that stuck out to me were, how people said, it was free parking.
Yeah.
They paid $20 for a ticket. The drinks were like normal prices.
Right.
So, they could come to a show, fully enjoy it, and not leave like $600 in the hole. You know what I mean? Like you could in most
Absolutely.
towns. So
Absolutely.
I think that I hope that the public and the community at large really fosters that, because that could really change a lot of things around here for a lot of people.
Yeah, we have to support that, man. There's a lot of great venues that do that, that have, reasonably priced tickets for fantastic bands, and, bands that are on national tours in a lot of cases too, playing some of these local regional venues that we have in Canton and Akron and Cleveland and just the surrounding area. It's just, we
Yep.
got to support that stuff because, like you said, the alternative is astronomical fees for Ticketmaster shows, and
Yeah.
paying $800 to go out for a night of music, like with dinner and all that, as part of it. But
Yeah.
um, you can see a great show in Northeast Ohio here, uh, $50 probably all in.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think that's really special, and not just Celestia. There's other theaters and other smaller venues around that do the same thing as you said, and I
Yeah.
think that's so important.
Oh, it absolutely is. So yeah, get out and see that show, guys. That's priority number one. And number two, people who don't know you that well, let's give them a little bit of a story here. Let's talk about how you got started, Ben, and the Arlo project and your music.
Yeah. I've been, involved in music in some way for most of my life. Um, it kind of all started for me. I was in a band before Van Arlo called Rosella. That was my first like real serious band, and we did some regional touring and did a lot of really cool things. And what kind of happened, which happens to a lot of people, is like that band never really actually broke up. It's just life happened for us,
Yeah,
and
right.
things. We were younger then. Then you get kids, and then you get other responsibilities, and that started happening in the band, and so it kind of just other things took precedent. And anyways, at the sort of the tail end of that story, I decided to go back to school, and I was starting a family of my own and everything at that time, and I got into nursing, and so I've been doing that, but it's music kind of crept back into my life again in COVID, and
Yeah.
I really felt the inspiration, the need, whatever you call it, to start writing again. And
Mhm.
I started, and I didn't have a band. The guys that I was playing with before have all gone on and done other things, and so I just started playing acoustically by myself. I got reacquainted with a good friend, Jesse, of mine. We met in college. We knew each other for a long time. He started playing out with me as a second guitarist, just in like bars, and we do cover gigs and grind it out, which we still do. And I still needed more.
Yeah.
I always envisioned being back in a band again, and so I started writing my own songs and started going and recording them and finding players that want to be an original project, and that's kind of what's led me up to now. And I still play solo. I still do the acoustic duo bar gigs. We have fun doing that, and I'm trying to build out Van Arlo as a full theater band. So I've released an EP. I just recently released a live album called Closed Corner Confessions, which I recorded in audio and video for live in front of an audience at Jenks Building in Cuyahoga Falls. It was just me and the string quartet, and we laid down a whole album's worth of songs, and it was awesome. It's out for people to hear now. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I have kind of been acquiring some players, drummers and keyboard player and another guitar player, and so I'm kind of formulating the bigger picture, which is what I want.
Yeah. I tell you, I've heard a lot of people talk about how COVID was a bit of a catalyst for getting back into something or to rededicating themselves to something, a passion like music. We obviously it was a very difficult, trying time for a lot of people, but um, I mean, you can't deny that some good came out of it. It recentered us, I think, on some of the things that are important in our lives. Can you talk a little bit more about what music means to you? I mean, I've talked to so many people that say that it's really, it's a mental health thing. It's therapy. It's something that, it's a creative outlet, but it's also just a way to just kind of put it all out there, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, especially if you're a singer songwriter like you are, if you're writing songs and you're putting a lot of what you're sort of feeling in the moment into your music and everything. You talk a little bit about that process for you.
yeah. I think I've been doing music for a long time, and it's kind of changed. When I first started out, when I was in a band, when I was a teenager in a punk band, my reason for doing it then is different than my reason for doing it now. I feel like
Yeah,
in some ways it's changed a little bit, and depending. But
yeah,
for me now, I think COVID really it's definitely a huge piece of it is the mental health thing. I
hmm,
think it's so easy, and I think COVID really brought that to light. I found myself going into work while the rest of the world seemed like it was not working, and putting myself into situations where we're dealing with this terrible virus thing that nobody really knew any. I worked with some of the smartest people
right,
around, and everybody had the fear, especially in the very beginning, and
yeah. And you in a healthcare role at the time, right?
right.
I mean, you're at the front line of it, seeing everything that's
And so like there's so much mixed emotion and confusion, and I come home stripping naked in the garage before I go inside just because you don't know, and like
yeah,
constantly dealing with like your own mortality on the daily, kind of is wears on you, after a while. And I think that's
yeah,
where music really came back full swing for me, because I needed a place to sort of put all that. And music always was and it still is a great creative outlet for me. But having not done it for a while and then going through something like that, just made it all the more apparent that it's a huge part of my life that I need to keep.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. It tends to do that, right? I mean, if you can't kind of put it away and just,
No,
forget about it. It creeps back on you,
it really does, and you have to have something. That's a big message that I'm always trying to put out there, is that everybody's gotta have some kind of outlet. Obviously for me it's like music and creating things, and um, but whether it's bowling or cooking
Yeah.
or whatever, like some sort of escape from whatever it is, and some way to put the energy that they might have balled up inside of them into something else that can be a positive. I think if everybody had that for themselves, the world would be a better place.
Yeah. And Ben, you're still your day job is still in healthcare and nursing.
Yeah.
And I mean, healthcare workers, nurses, doctors, just there's no other way to say it, but heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
you're in the hero. I mean,
It's
I
definitely
mean
got
it
it's a good job. It's provided a good stable life, and also the flexibility for me to continue doing music, which is
yeah,
unique, and
yeah,
it's got a lot of great things. It's very rewarding, but it's also very trying and very stressful sometimes.
yeah. Do you watch that show The Pit ever?
No, I
Um,
can't watch shows like that, man.
I, I I imagine it would be difficult if you're
it's just not the same,
living and working. Yeah.
I can't like get past like, oh, that guy's not wearing a mask. Come on. I can't get past that stuff. He's not even
I
wearing gloves.
I'm
Get out of
sure.
here.
I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, but man, that show, I tell you, it's intense. The
I've heard
whole
about
just
it.
the
I have friends at work. People talk about it, so I know about
yeah, it's intense. So yeah, I just like after a day of like working in a healthcare environment like that, sick people and people in desperate need in a lot of cases. Coming home after that, do you put on some music? Do you pick up a guitar, or are you just wiped out? You just
Depends on the day.
yeah,
I usually always try to at least strum my guitar every day. Um,
yeah,
but some days are hard, just like any job. Some
yeah,
days are harder than others. You know, I don't have I've had this conversation with some friends of mine that aren't in healthcare, and like their thing is always, well, you just can clock out and you don't have anything to do when you get home. Well, although I'm not like sitting in front of a laptop doing expense reports or whatever, there's an emotional burden, and there's things that I relive throughout the night depending on how my day went on.
yeah,
Could have gone better? Did I make the right decision? That kind of thing. Like that's very real.
yeah, yeah. So, what was the music that made you want to be a musician when you were starting out? Do you have music in your family? Is there have a
Um, I have music in my family, sort of remotely, not my direct family. Actually, the
okay?
keyboard player that plays with me is a second cousin of mine.
Yeah,
Um, but like, as far as my mom and dad and direct sort of related cousins, nobody really played or was known for music. I have a few people and distant relatives that were really good singers, but nobody like directly with me. Um, it's very odd. Like I found music in the '90s, sort of.
yeah,
I remember, Kurt Cobain, Nirvana was like huge for me back then.
yeah,
And then Pearl Jam, the whole Seattle scene, like that's when music sort of got its grips on me and made me want to pick up guitar and be like, what are they doing? How do they do that? And um,
yeah,
I used to stay in my room for like hours trying to make my voice sound like Kurt Cobain's when I sang. Like I, that's when it kind of came to me, and I'm a '90s kid. Yeah.
yeah. What was your first guitar? Is there a story about that?
Yeah, actually, well, it's not a good story, but it's a story. I have an uncle who had. I remember we would always go to my grandma's house for Christmas, and I had an uncle who, up in his old bedroom, had this old like shitty guitar. I don't even know what it was called. It was something they probably bought out of like the Sears catalog, back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
It had like four strings on it. Um,
That's
and
great.
a whammy bar, whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember he one Christmas he gave it to me, and I still joke with him even today. Like he came out to that Celestia Theater show. I'm like, you got to be there. You gave me my first guitar. You have to be there. And so he was, and
That's
that was kind of my
great.
first guitar, and it was a shit box.
Yeah,
But I remember that. Shortly after that, I remember paying $200 for my first real like acoustic guitar, which I still
yeah.
have.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and that was all back in the day, man.
I
That's
think
how
that's
I
a great
acquired it.
story, man. You undersold that story. I like that.
It was a
Four
full
string
circle moment.
shitbox guitar from your uncle. That
Yeah,
I love it, man. That's awesome.
yeah. That's what I think added to the magic on that show is like because my uncle's there and like I said, you gave me my first guitar and look what you
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
blame him.
yeah. So that's so cool. So who do you think you sound like?
Oh God, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't sound. I always wish I could sound like the people that I loved. Chris Cornell was one of my favorite people. Do I sound like
Yeah.
him? Absolutely not. I wish I had half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I can't really answer that question.
You sound like you. I mean,
I
that's
sound
good.
like me,
But
I guess,
yeah.
for better or worse.
That's great
What do
though.
you
Yeah.
think? That's a better question.
No, like, I think you've got a real I think you have a real 90s like vibe to a lot of what you do. I think you have that sort of 90s alternative rock, mix in a little bit of, I think there's a little folk like in there, folk rock. But I think it um it sounds like the music I grew up on too. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Cool.
So yeah,
Cool. Hey, that's
yeah.
great. I'll take it.
So yeah, you've got an EP out. You got a show coming up to Celestia. What are your other plans for this year?
Well, I'm working on some other shows. We just landed the Medina County Fair this year, which I'm really excited about. That we did it last year. We're doing it again, um, and I got a show at the Blue Macaroon Theater coming up this summer. I'm going to be playing just with me and the quartet. And last time I played there, I sold it out, and it was a
Awesome.
fabulous
Yeah.
night. And so I'm really looking forward to some of those shows. And I got some more in the works that are just kind of formulating still.
Yeah. So we talked about um, just the fantastic local Ohio regional music scene that we've got here. And I know you come a that you know a lot of people in this scene as well, and you obviously you play a lot of the same venues. You cross paths quite a bit. Is there someone here locally, regionally that you would just love to collaborate with on a project?
Yeah, I'm really kin to I like the band Rye Valley a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Auerbach, and Landon and Tyler, those guys. I played with them several times. I love their whole vibe. They got this acoustic pedal steel thing going on. I don't know if you're familiar with them at all, but Brett's voice is really cool, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to collaborate someday. He doesn't know that yet. I haven't asked him, but
Well,
we were
well,
supposed to go to Nashville in a couple weeks here, but I ended up not being able to do it because I want to prepare for this Celestia show. So
yeah.
so I'm hoping that him and I will be able to find some time to collaborate.
Yeah, well, we have a rule on the show. Any local, regional Ohio band that gets called out has to come on the show. So
Okay, yeah,
you can let them know that
all right, yeah,
you've put the gauntlet in their court or whatever. The ball is theirs.
that's good.
So they have to come on the show now. So
Talking to you, Brett.
so you opened for the Verve Pipe. What would be a dream? Like if you like could pick a band that's like touring now and to share a stage with them to open for them, what would be the dream show for
Oh my
you?
God. I have several. That's a great question. I mean, from like the like '90s bands that I still love that are still out there. I mean, I feel like the Verve Pipe was definitely one, and their Our Lady Peace is another one,
Hmm.
and they're actually going on a tour together, which
With
is
yeah,
so cool.
right.
Um, all the way to like huge like Lumineers fan. I'm a huge like City and Color. I think would probably be my top pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Awesome.
familiar with them at all, but those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. What shows are you seeing? You got tickets for a show that you're gonna go. I mean, what I know you're doing your own thing, but you got to go see shows too, right?
So I am hoping this is another person that would be on that list. I'm hoping to get to go see Stephen Wilson Jr. 's coming to the Agora in
Hmm.
a couple weeks. I don't know if you're familiar with his music, but amazing.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm gonna get in on that show. I got a friend who offered me. He's just like, I got an extra ticket. Will you come? So
Awesome.
yeah, that's what
Very
I'm gonna do
cool.
next.
Yeah. So let's shout out some more venues. We've said a couple on here. Like what are some of your favorite places to play?
Rialto Theater for sure. Blue Macaroon is a great place. Um, Brothers Lounge up in Cleveland. I have to say House of Blues too because I play in the restaurant there pretty frequently, and they
Yeah.
are so good, so nice,
Yeah.
and so treat everybody well. They all do, all those venues. I'm hoping I can get back into the Rialto again. I've always have a good time when I play there. Those guys are so cool. The sound system is amazing. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a great place.
Many times. Yes, it's
Hmm.
great. Awesome. Are you working on any new music right now? Have you written anything that you're going to record? You have some like plans for another EP or an LP at some point?
I have a new song that I'm working on. I haven't really kind of put it out there, but I guess I'll tell you, I'm trying to get it done before and out before the Celestia show.
Oh, wow, great.
I'm going in this weekend to hopefully finalize a few things. My plan is to probably just put it out as a single, but then I'm going to keep building onto it and probably do at least another EP with 4 other songs that I'm going to save until they're all done.
Sweet. That's great.
So that's the plan. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
really,
Well,
really excited about it.
yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that. Actually, I talked you into doing a song for this podcast. Do you want to give us a preview of that new song, or do you want to play something else? I'll put you on the spot, but you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah,
If it's not ready for the world, that's fine.
it's not ready for the world. But I can play a song for you for sure.
Sure. Tell me about that guitar. Is there anything? Is there a story about your instrument that you got there?
No, this is an Alvarez. Well, actually, this is when I first started getting back into writing again. I picked up this guitar because I needed a decent acoustic guitar. I didn't have one. I have the one that I bought like when I was a kid, but it's not in any condition. So I went and spent it. And this was like $400. When I was started out going to open mic nights again and stuff like that, I was like, I need to have another guitar. So I picked up this nice Alvarez, got tuner built in. Outside of that, it's nothing special, but
Yeah, cool.
To me it is.
Yeah. So tell me about the song you're going to play.
So one song I want to play is it's the last one I played. I usually play it last in the set. It's called "Slow It Down."
Oh yeah, great song.
Yeah, and I think it kind of exemplifies like the message that I always try to put out there, which is, do the things that matter to you, because you never know when you're going to leave this world. And working in healthcare, I've seen plenty of people come and go, and there really never seems to be any rhyme or reason to it. Yeah. And I think that you should try to do things that matter to you, because for that reason, man, it can all be taken away from you.
I love this song. I love the message. Let's hear it. Thanks.
All right. Can you hear okay?
Yeah.
I needed help, but you wouldn't wait for me. I tried to change you, but you just changed me. It's a myth thinking you have to know. You can drink till you're full, but there's a hole in your cup. Slow it down. Let me catch my breath and hold on to what counts before time runs out. Tried to hold you, but you still slipped away. Wasting feels in your hands when you squeeze. Murdered seconds and trial by hours, sentenced to years. What you do with it, it's up to you. Slow it down. Let me catch my breath and hold on to what counts before time runs out. Just like a thief,
Thanks, man. That sounded great.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, I meant to ask you this too. Where does the name Van Arlo come from?
Yeah. I wish it was a cool story, but it's not really. We used a name generator. um, so naming a band is kind of like, I don't know if you have kids, but it's a lot like trying to name a child.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's like no matter what you say, the other person's like, I don't like that, or that reminds me of this other person. And no.
yeah,
So we were lost in that sort of world for a while, and then we decided to just let's just use one of these online name generators. You just hit a button and it just pops something out. So we
yeah,
didn't end up using like a name that it came up with. It came up with a list of stuff, and we kind of took it was like Van this and Arlo this or whatever. So we kind of liked those two words and we put them
yeah,
together. So
yeah. How
it
many
did
people?
happen creatively, but it was
How
it's ultimately generated by a name generator.
how many people call you Van when they meet you or think that it's your name?
It
A
happens a
lot.
lot.
Does it?
It is something I didn't really think about
Yeah,
when we did that because it sounds like someone's name, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
it depends on my mood. Sometimes I just go with it.
yeah, yeah. All right, man. Hey, do you have a song that you just a cover song that you love to play that you bring out like almost every show, or you have a? I'm sure you have a roster of those to draw from. But do you have a song that you love to play?
Yeah. So I wasn't. It's a song I did for the live album. But I wasn't. I didn't put it out on there because I didn't want to pay the licensing fees. Um, I'm working that out, so hopefully I'll get that out. But it's a song called "Snuff" from Slipknot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did it with the string quartet, and it's amazing. It's one of my favorite ones to do. Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins is also really cool,
You played
especially when I
that at
get
the
to,
Celestia show, and that was great. You
yeah.
did a great
Whenever
version
I
of that.
got that gig, and I wanted and I was gonna get the string players, I was like, I gotta play that song, man, because that nobody does that song, and I with especially with the strings, I was
With
like,
the strings was
yeah,
fantastic. It sounded so good. It really
yeah.
did. And
Melancholy, Infinite Sadness is one of my favorite albums of all time. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah, awesome. You want to play one of those for us?
Oh, it's been a while, but I can give it a shot. Bury all your secrets in my skin. Come away with innocence. Leave me with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage. Love is just a camouflage. What resembles rage again? So if you love me, let me go. Run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. You can't destroy what isn't there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. Oh, my smile was broken long ago. It took the death of hope to let you go. I still press your letters to my lips and cherish them in parts of me and savor every kiss. Couldn't face a life without your light. all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. So save your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. You couldn't hate enough to love. That's supposed to be enough. I only wish you were my friend, and I could hurt you in the end. I've never claimed to be a saint. All my home has vanished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know. So break yourself against my stone and spit your pity in my soul. You never needed any help. You told me how to save yourself, your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. My home was vanished long ago, and you still can't ever let me know.
Awesome, man. Thank you. That was great.
Yeah, thank you. I love that song. It's great with the strings and everything. It's a great solo too, but it's one of those songs I wish I wrote. You know.
Yeah, for sure. You sound great on it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man, for doing this podcast. It's been great talking to you, getting to know you a little bit, and talking about what's coming up. I'm really excited to hear the new music and to see some of these shows this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, man. I hope to see you around. My name's Ben from the band Van Arlo. My Everything After is Celestia Theater on March 19th with Gabe, Reed, and Mookie, and Sea of Ghosts. Please come out, support some good local music. Sponsored by The Summit FM. Find something and do it for you. Create, write, record, paint, cook. Do something that gives you an artistic release and really enjoy it. You never know when today might be your last.